Yo, what's up? Welcome to the program. भैया लोग जल्दी जल्दी से शेयर कर दो. विजय कुमारन भी पीछे बैठा है, मेकअप लगाए, शेयर करे है. Requesting all family and friends इस प्रोग्राम को देख रहे हैं. Welcome to the feed. How have you guys been? It's a wonderful journey. आपके साथ हम शेयर करेंगे. Live on Facebook today, Arena. And music, video and films के बारे में कुछ बातचीत करेंगे. Yo, welcome विनोद, कैसे भैया? Welcome to the program. And just let me share the feed around. How have you guys been? मल्टीटास्किंग की दुनिया में आजकल वो लोग बहुत ही मशहूर हैं. एंड इट्स इजी sometimes it's hard to do multitasking. How have you guys been? Type in the feed over there so I can see. And if you want to ask some questions to the hero, you're most welcome to ask any questions, but you just have to type it in the feed. Sunday here in Sydney today. My name is Param and welcome to the program. First time is are you watching this program? I'd like to welcome you all. Do type in the feed where you are watching this feed from, and also share amongst your family and friends. And Bola Vicky, kaise hain aap? And you're probably ready. Welcome to the program today. We've got a wonderful artist, Vijay Kumaran. He is the hero of certain films. उसके बारे में कुछ बातचीत करेंगे. If you haven't met him, you'll meet him personally today. और यदि इस प्रोग्राम को if you're watching this live, welcome you. And if you're watching this on YouTube or a delayed cast, I'd like to welcome you as well. Do like and share this feed around in YouTube as well, or as well as on Fiji Indian TV, Fiji TV Australia, which is on Facebook. Yeah, do like, give a thumbs up, and if you've got any wonderful stories that you would like to share with me, you're most welcome to share with me. And if you know someone that requires some sort of an interview, some sort of a chit chat, some sort of a story they have to share with us, it's always good to have a good story. And of course, if you've got any questions for Mr. Vijay Kumaran, you'd like to ask, you're most welcome to ask. Just type it in the feed and I'll ask him. There's a lot of things we don't know about people, and until at such time we see them and then we ask them questions. So welcome to the feed, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a wonderful day here in Sydney. Let's get ahead, and according to the time schedule, let's move ahead. My name is Param and welcome to the program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program, and today I have with me Mr. Vijay Kumaran. How are you, Vijay?
Good, good, Param. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Someone's typing some crap on the comments over there. I can see. कोई जैसे मौका लगा है, someone's typing crap. You know how you have comments in the bottom of the screen. तो
Oh,
जैसे
yes.
ही आपको उन्होंने देखा है, they started typing crap in there, and that's something about how people start marketing and selling things. Okay, you have won this amount of money, so that's a bit of a news for you. How have you been, Vijay? What's happening? You want English or Hindi में आपका ये कार्यक्रम हम प्रसारित
John
करें?
says, John direction में चली. We'll talk in that language, I think.
Okay, welcome to the program. How's things over there in Melbourne?
Good, good. We in lockdown. Same as you guys. So
Okay. Oh, you
almost
guys are
like,
locked down for how long? We're till September, end of
um,
September.
yeah. No, we were supposed to be a snap lockdown, and
Yeah,
I think about 2 weeks into it. So
2 weeks into it.
yeah.
So सब
So
चीज़ घर पे है,
everything's yeah. सब घर से काम करता है.
घर से काम
And
करो.
yeah, and it doesn't look too good with the cases now. So
मेलबर्न में
we'll
कितना
see.
कैसे भी?
I think today it was over 60, I believe.
वाओ.
And then
सिडनी
we had
से
the
एक ही
protest
बंदा,
yesterday.
एक ही मच्छर को ज़रूरत पड़ती है ना? एक ही मच्छर को ज़रूरत पड़ती है, जैसे कि
Unfortunately, yeah.
नाना पाटेकर ने कहा है, और it's a very true story. And how's the weather over there in Melbourne? It's a nice and sunny day here in Sydney.
Yeah, yeah. Today it's
Hmm.
probably one of the best days we've had. 20 degrees and the sun's out, and
कौन सी करा तो
it's a
सवेरे उठ के
bit
कौन सी
windy.
करा तुम?
सवेरे उठ के कुछ खास नहीं करा. Normally Sunday is my off day, so I've slept in this morning.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's good. At least you can sleep in. I can never sleep in because I'm an early mark every day. तो आज
Yeah,
गया नहीं,
no, no,
एक्सरसाइज
good
करे.
for
हम देखा
you.
तो फोटो पोस्ट कर रहा, थोड़ा बॉडी डी बनाया, which is good. Which is
हर
since
कुछ
since
करो ना.
अभी लॉकडाउन में कौन सी करो ना, बॉडी डी बनाओ ना.
That's right, all the time in the world, no? So in the
Yes,
mornings,
yes.
it's quite easy. It's quite easy. It's
भाई
a good change, I
everything.
think.
Yes, yes. Bhai, everything is a standstill. And before we start with this program, would you like to welcome anybody that could be watching this feed, or your family, to friends?
Yeah, yeah, I think we've got a few friends and family watching, so welcome and thank you. And first of all, again,
Hmm.
Param, thank you and congratulations on creating such a wonderful platform to keep
Thank you,
people
thank you. Yeah.
connected.
Mm.
I think you're doing a wonderful job,
Thank you, thank you.
especially your commitment to keeping it consistent and regular.
Uh,
It's idea is always good, but committing
yes.
to making sure you follow through with
हाँ हाँ
things
हाँ.
is
अच्छा,
commendable. So well done.
स्क्रिप्ट कहाँ? स्क्रिप्ट दिखाओ. स्क्रिप्ट तो नहीं लिखा तुम आज?
Is good.
नहीं, उसे तो पढ़ता है वाला स्क्रिप्ट लिख के लड़का लेके ऐसे.
No, no, I've spoken to you about this before as well.
Yes, yes, yes,
It's
yes,
really,
yes.
really good. It's really good to see what you're
That
doing,
that
and you're taking it you're taking it to the next level every time you do something, from
yes, yes.
organizing shows in Fiji to connecting people online. So well done, well done.
Thank you यार. I thought कि look, टेक्निक आज आजकल इतनी बढ़ गई है. We are amongst so many things. Why not connect people? Because the technology is there. So why not talk to people and family and friends?
Absolutely.
People are on the other part of the world, and it's good to see.
Mm.
Hey, Vijay के बोले हम लोग वहाँ देखा रहा. And when they see, hey, Vijay के बारे में हम लोग पता जाने, we haven't known. So a lot of people don't know about you because you usually come on the stage and you meet your friends. एंड फिल्म्स के बारे में भी हम बातें करेंगे. यू एक्टेड इन फिल्म्स, तो फिल्म्स में लोग देख के चले जाते हैं. यू मीट वट एवर. सो आज वी विल बी पॉपिंग इन टू योर अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ योर into your interior life and what have you been doing and what you haven't been doing. So first of all, lockdown has been going on since 2019. So when was the last time
Yeah.
you did a concert?
Well, actually, I was fortunate enough to perform in between lockdowns. So,
Because Melbourne
uh,
में थोड़ा हो रहा ना.
oh yeah, yeah. Last year we planned a concert for Valentine's
हाँ.
when things were a little bit promising. But then
Yep.
just the weekend before,
Hmm.
I think a couple of days before Valentine's, we went into lockdown. So
Hmm.
we had to postpone that, but we
Hmm.
picked it up. We picked it up maybe a month after, just
Okay.
before another lockdown, I think. But
Ah.
the problem was when things like that happen, it really mucks your schedule. We organized it in a
Yeah.
really nice theater,
Hmm.
and then when we could reschedule it, we had to go to and do it in a hall because we had to have a bigger space for the same amount of people, and it was compromised, but it was still good. People still enjoyed it.
No, that's
But
good.
luckily it's been. But I certainly missed the Sydney trips
Sydney के
and
audience कुछ और है
interstate
ना
trips.
bro.
Oh no, they're very engaging, very fun-loving. It's really good, and it's always good to come out and see my friends. And my parents are in Sydney, so
Yes, yes.
it's another excuse to spend more time with them as well. So
Yeah,
yeah.
of course, it's good. Now, I know we haven't been, in touch for a while because the last time we met was probably like 2 years ago, or something like that, when it was still open.
That's right.
Actually,
Yeah.
we've lost 2019 and 2020. We've completely lost because 19 से ही lockdown की शुरुआत हुई थी. I think नहीं, last year. Yes, last year. We've completely
Yeah,
lost
last year. So I think
2020.
we met at the Valentine's
Yes.
2019. I think. Yeah.
19. Naz Khan organized it. Yes.
Yeah.
So Vijay, you in Fiji, where are you from originally?
Lautoka. So
Oh,
I'm
तुम
from
वेस्टर्न
Lautoka.
साइड के फला है.
That's right.
Okay. वैयावी तो नहीं है, ड्रासा तो नहीं है.
No, it's similar. So
तुम
we
पहाड़ पे
born
बोले ना, हम सुना है बोले पहाड़ पे.
Simla is actually no, it's a very beautiful place. Like it's very close to everything. And Pahad, Fiji में तो सब जगह पहाड़ है तो सा. When you look at it, it's nice, hilly, and so it's always like obviously. I spent 16 years there with my parents, and then when I
Yeah.
before I moved to Australia.
Yeah. It's a wonderful place. I've been there because I think the नाम choose करे people लोग रखा है उधर के लिए क्योंकि the overlooking the Lautoka city is nice. So I didn't know you were from Lautoka. See, I get to know something new every time from you. And how long you've been so you've always settled in Melbourne? Never came to Sydney?
No. So I came from Fiji. I came to Tasmania, to study.
Okay.
So I did 2 years of schooling there, and then I sort of decided to take a break and look for work. But Tasmania was very different. Still is
So
very different.
high school you did over there?
I did what they call matriculation. You have to do 2 years of metric before you go to uni.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, Fiji say I was 16. I was less than 16 years old. With
Young
all
fella,
that freedom and all that, all that freedom and all the decisions to make by myself. I think I lost a lot of time trying to enjoy myself in that, and then concentrating on studies.
Don't we all?
Yeah, and then then I decided to move to Melbourne, and because as I said, I started looking for work, and Tassie and it still is. The opportunity is quite limited.
Yeah.
And then I moved up here, got a job, and then I pursued my studies while working as well. Yeah.
So you never lived in Sydney, like,
Oh no! My parents, when they migrated from Fiji, they chose Sydney. They actually opened up a hair salon in Sydney, in Fairfield, and they ran that quite successfully for a while, and it was great because whenever I used to go out there, and it's similar to where we're in Fiji. Maybe we had a hair salon. So my dad did the same
so
thing.
that hair, that styling, that neatness, that dressing up, शुरू से family में है इसके मतलब tip top.
From my dad actually.
अब पता लगे कहाँ से आई से लड़का. Okay, the neatness was always there, ना, because बाहर आदमी लोग जाड़े कंगी लगाए जाड़े में ना पीछे रखे रहे पॉकेट में ऐसे करके ना. You remember that,
he was known for being a trendsetter.
Flat top तो नहीं लेके चलता रहा नहीं उंगली घुसाड़ो. Remember that one? दी उंगली घुसाड़ के ऊपर मार उड़ा.
That's right. Around like.
लेडी तेल लगाए के लोग ऐसे करके घुमा दे. Good old days. Thank you guys for joining in. And so that was a bit of a. So did you ever stay in Sydney, or you just came and
No.
left?
So Sydney's, well, as I said, my relationship with Sydney is obviously my parents.
Okay.
And that's why I love to come there and spend a bit of time. Every time we've spent quite a few. We always, when things go well, we try and spend Christmas with them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've settled in Melbourne. Melbourne is home.
So you never adapted to Sydney. You didn't like the atmosphere, or what was it about Sydney, or what was it about Melbourne that you went to Melbourne?
I just liked Melbourne. It was different. It was.
वो गाना तो नहीं है प्यार हमें किस मोड़ पे ले आया.
No, it had nothing to do with that. No.
Oh well, that's good at least because I suppose where you land first, where you come first, you adapt to the environment as well, and
That's
it's
right. Yeah.
amazing because I landed in Sydney. The same story, a little bit about yours as well. So see, I couldn't move to any other state, but nevertheless, it's always
Mm,
good because you always come here and enjoy and have fun with us, and
that's right.
we've
That's right. Yeah.
it's good. So how long you been doing music after school? How did you come about it?
So music was always in my blood, I think.
Mm.
My family is very involved in music. My dad, particularly, I used to watch him sing when I was a kid.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
that inspired me. I started then singing the school many class
Ha ha
one
ha.
में लड़का लोग कौन लड़का गाना गाए then I used to put my hand up and then I was
कौन ला
identified
हाथ
as
उठाता
one
रहा
of the
लेफ्ट ला हाथ सीधा सर से ऊपर हो जाए
and then I was identified as one of the kids like with any kids, right? They
हाँ
see any if they've got anything special to present.
हम्म
Then I was asked to perform at the school concert in Anupam Theatre. Um,
oops yep
so in Anupam Theatre, and I was class one around time.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
So the head teacher of that school started liking me because I think he liked music as well, and started promoting me to various like in-house concerts and stuff. But it was
हम्म
fun because when I remember, like I look
हम्म
back, it was like good old fun days, isn't it? Like
yeah yeah
Anupam Theatre, and then I did a few things in school, and then I
mm
was doing just singing like you do. Didn't actually take it anywhere.
mm because there
And
must
then
have
in
been a
high
gap when
school,
you came to Melbourne.
yeah. So when so I actually in high school even, whilst I sang and I loved music, I actually didn't quite take it as as much as I probably should have in terms of maybe learning a few instruments, and I had the
Ah, okay.
opportunity.
Okay.
But I think school it was different, no? So I started my dad bole. He said, "Why don't you learn tabla?" I said, "Because it's a good skill to have, and you'll
Mm,
know it'll help you with beat and singing as well." So we
mm,
had a teacher in school,
mm.
quite a prominent musician. He tried to teach me tabla, but Konchi
तो
bhai,
उसके टीच कर शुरू
when
कर
I
दिया
no. So he gave me this tabla, and I started playing. And for somebody who actually has, and I think a lot of people will relate to this,
yeah
tabla is a very hard instrument to play. हम बजाए try करा, tabla में उंगली चला, but एको आवाज नहीं निकला उसमें से.
because you are you left-handed
Yeah, I'm left-handed.
oh,
So
okay
हमारा friend एक फला रहा, someone फला Simon.
mm.
पूरा से हमारा नाम रख दिया no sound. तो वो शर्म के मारे उन तबला भी बंद कर दिया सीखे.
तो तबला बंद हुई कि वहां से
But then, yeah, I've got a huge appreciation for musicians because I did try and learn learn to play.
yeah
It
yeah
takes commitment, I think,
yeah
and it takes a lot of talent. So I've got a lot of respect for people who can play music.
yeah so and then you went into singing which was Mike Pakado Gao
And then, yeah, then I just imitated, copied,
mm.
researched and stuff. And then Melbourne, when I came, there was a
yeah
band like Mahen Prasad. He's
yes
quite a
yes
prominent
yes
musician.
huh.
He actually, I met him through one of his family, Chandu Amin. Amin family, Janandila Amin
oh
from Ba.
yes
They had a band here.
ah
And
okay
Chandu just basically, I called him and I said, everyone called him Mama. I said, Chandu Mama,
mm.
हम गाना का मनसा है तुम लोग के बैंड में. He goes, oh, behind practice आ जाओ. And they had a concert going. So,
Mm.
and then he said, this concert is only 2 weeks away. Next
Huh.
concert, we'll have you sing with us. And I said, Acha, look,
Huh.
it's a bahana, but like. And then they called me. Like Chandu called me a month later, and then
Mm.
I started singing with them. But Mahen played a huge part in really, really teaching me about sur, about listening to what yourself singing.
yeah
So
yeah
he was actually quite a critical person in my music passion
mm.
to teach me a lot of stuff that I didn't know.
okay so Mahen is still doing music over there isn't he
Yeah, mine is still involved. I think next year he's turning
mm.
60, so we're
wow
planning something big for him.
yeah so that's good actually and so can you remember the first song you sang
What, when I was in class one?
नहीं, in a band.
Oh, in the band, the first one song was Dil Ka Alam.
सीधा दम में झुरते
In
हार्ट
in
सॉन्ग पकड़ लिया लड़का.
in Melbourne, that was the first one.
Wow.
But the first song that I ever sang on stage, it's from a
Huh.
movie called Vardhan. People who know the movie Vardhan, Mahmood sang that song.
Okay.
It's just a comedy song.
Huh.
But if you Google Vardhan ke Gana, it's a really, and people liked it because there was a lot of dialogue. There's a Hungru type Gana, but it's a little more comical. So that became a hit. And then I tried to do that same song at a school concert, and gaate gaate Adam bhulai gaya. And I stood there with the microphone. So my headmaster aaya kam se puchis bole kaun si bhai? And I didn't realize the mic was still on and people could hear. I'm bola bhulai gaya. Bole bhulai gaya to yahan kaun si karta?
Oh goodness. So that was your first song, eh? And then it was a
That
never
was my first song.
non-stop फिर वहाँ से ना.
Then yeah, and look,
Yeah.
and there was a few times where Sohar ek lady, Trinidad ke lady Rafiji mein Sohar gaat raha.
Huh.
I used to sing her songs as well. Draupadi. I got some really fun time singing those because I used to imitate a lot. I used to actually copy karta raha gana kisi. So these were the Sohar time Fiji mein was quite popular.
हाँ. शोर भी गाता रहा.
That's right.
It's quite interesting because when you get into music, you get, फिर उसके बाद में you didn't get any options of playing any instruments, or did you try?
No,
कि तबला
so
बाद में
I
बंद?
did try. I came here, even Melbourne. I enrolled in a school to learn piano.
हाँ.
But I think, look, and it's the old passion. You've got to really want it bad, and that's why I salute people who see things through. And
तुम
that's
गया
my
फिर
earlier
ट्राई करा
comment
फिर
about you.
मोड़ मार के फिर लौट गया तुम.
Because then like again, maybe my retirement project can be done.
Yeah.
Because
बस वहाँ
I've
से.
seen people going to retirement, tabla सीख ले हुए, and then
Oh, okay. तुम बाद में रख
सीख
लिया.
ले, but maybe बोला हाँ.
उसके रिटायरमेंट के घर नहीं छोड़ दिया तुम. You'll come back to it again. Piano. What instrument would you pick up after retirement though?
Probably piano.
Piano. No?
Or guitar. I like again playing guitar and piano. I don't know which one's more difficult, but I think again, it's about commitment and being focused on what you're trying to do.
Well, let's hear a bit of a song of yours, and we'll talk about this afterwards.
किसी की मंजिल किसी का सपना कोई बेगाना और कोई अपना किसी की मंजिल किसी का सपना कोई बेगाना और कोई अपना किसी का लोचा किसी की टक्कर किसी की सेटिंग किसी का चक्कर थोड़ी तू मैं बक थोड़े मंसूबा ये जर्नी है मस्ती वाली जिसमें दिल डूबा हाईवे टू सूबा ये है हाईवे टू सूबा किसी की मंजिल किसी का सपना कोई बेगाना और कोई अपना किसी का लोचा किसी की टक्कर किसी की सेटिंग किसी का चक्कर थोड़ी तू मैं बक थोड़े मंसूबा ये जर्नी है मस्ती वाली जिसमें दिल डूबा हाईवे टू सूबा ये है हाईवे टू सूबा शहर है लाखों यारों पर नींदी सा कोई ना मस्त बहार है इसकी पहचान जवा शहर है लाखों यारों पर नींदी सा कोई ना मस्त बहार है इसकी पहचान जवा सूबा में दिल डूबा है सपनों का ये गाँव हर अपने बेगाने को जो देता है छाँव ये इकलौता है दुनिया में ऐसा ना कोई दूजा ये जर्नी है मस्ती वाली जिसमें दिल डूबा हाईवे टू सूबा ये है हाईवे टू सूबा
Well, ये है highway to Suba. Life में highway पकड़ो और सब बगल चलो ना. That was a wonderful song. Did you? The recording was in Sydney or Melbourne or कहाँ पे इसकी recording हुई?
No, it was in Mumbai.
So you did go to Mumbai.
So yes, yes, yes. I did go to Mumbai.
Ah,
It was a
was that
good
the first
experience
time?
to see India as well. Sorry?
First time?
Yes, first time. It was actually
Wow.
first time, and I'm glad I did go because if
Yeah,
it wasn't for the music, I probably wouldn't have seen how what a beautiful place it is.
yeah.
That would have been one of the other things on my bucket list for
Mm-hmm.
retirement. We went there for 8 days to record, and then I stayed in Mumbai the whole time.
Wow.
Beautiful place, and then
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't use technology to just send my voice and get it done. I'm glad I actually experienced
It
the
was a
whole thing.
different experience, no?
Oh, 100%. It was
Yeah.
very. Yeah, for those who haven't been,
Mm.
100. Well, now it's a little bit difficult,
Mm.
but it's a beautiful place to see. And it was only Mumbai, so
Mm-hmm.
um, later when things get back to normal, I'd love to see
Yeah.
the rest of India.
Yeah, it's wonderful. When Mumbai or Bombay, whatever they call them, it's always good to go.
Hmm.
Now, that was a great experience, actually, don't you think so? When you land, because if you love films and if you love music, and you end up in an arena, where or a place where you can call the Mumbai an arena without even the arena, because it's such a lively place, such a lively place. Now, if it was for you to remind Fiji, which part of Fiji would remind you of Mumbai?
I think the whole of Fiji.
All of Fiji,
Um,
no?
like you can see where the culture comes from. You can see parts of it, and it's amazing that it's so well preserved. No?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
still, even after generations,
Uh,
it's still so common. Like you go to India, and जब तुम वहाँ पे घूमो the shops के आगे, it just reminds you of Fiji with music playing
Fiji
and
में
everything.
shopping
It's
करो.
just amazing how we've managed to preserve
Yeah.
that culture
खाली
over so
थूके
many
लकमती है
generations.
ना? थूके लकमती हुई
हाँ,
ना?
that in fact वहाँ फिजी में नहीं मिली देखने को चीज.
फिजी में डिफरेंट रकम थूके ना? नो तू करके सीधा ना सट से दम मार. फिजी में तो चलते रास्ता में करके तुम पूरा सेट
That's
कर
right,
देना.
but nothing compared to yeah,
Nothing compared to that, no?
that's right.
There's some wonderful things to see over there. So, Vijay, tell me now, you've got a keen interest in music as well as films, yeah? And if you were to pick one of them, which one would you pick?
That's a very interesting question. It'd be very hard to pick one. It's like having a favorite child, right?
Okay.
You can't. I've
एक
got
तो फेवरेट
passion
होगा
for
शायद
both.
उसमें से ना. हाँ.
I think if I was given the opportunity and if I was in the right place, I'd probably end up spending more energy in acting.
Acting में ना. You think you do more justification over there?
I think so. I think I've got a lot that I could do with what I've got with acting, and I think with music, with singing, singing is very difficult, and I've probably just even 5% been a year. I'm doing to what the talent requires and where the benchmark is, I think.
Yeah.
And it comes with a lot of dedication, lot of practice, rehearsals,
Yeah.
riyaz, and you have to be. And I think if I was to reflect, I think I see myself putting that amount of energy in defining a character, understanding a character in a movie. Then the time I'd be able to spend riyaz and getting my singing to that level.
Now I've seen you. I've never seen you, and I've seen you performing on stage. We have been around. Now the thing I don't usually see is, a lot of singers use lyrics. They use lyric stands, and I've used as well. Now I've never seen you using lyrics. Have you ever used lyrics?
No. There's been times where I've had to just put it there for reference. I feel, and it's just my own belief.
Opinion.
I feel that if I'm reading off her lyrics, I'm going to fail to own the lyrics on the stage. So I need to understand the lyrics, and own it, so I can then sing it.
And
And
then
if I don't,
perform it.
if I can't remember it, how am I going to own it?
That's
So
very
it
true.
just comes. It has to. Yeah, I try to take that approach, and it's a lot easier and to perform and so perform a song if you're not sort of having to have
Worry
the
about the
have the
lyrics.
added pressure of making sure that you that you that you're remembering the lyrics
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
song on stage. Yeah.
कभी मिस्टेक करा lyrics इधर के उधर जोड़ जाड़ के? There has been
Yeah, no.
moments.
There has been a couple of times where only I have been able to pick
People
it.
ही notice करे ना.
People generally don't notice.
They're
I actually
enjoying.
did in a show. I remember I sang the same line of the verse, the
Huh.
on the Duno Mekke guy there. I actually
Okay.
saw a lady in the audience telling her friend that he sang that line in the
Twice.
earlier.
Okay.
I actually
Audience are very
I could read. Eh?
audience are very smart.
Oh, they're very smart, especially if
Yeah.
they know the song, right? But
हम्म.
generally in the whole, वो लोग नहीं घरे जाके, they won't lose any
उन लोग
sleep
ने
over it.
research नहीं
So
करी है ना.
yeah, only
They
we
on
will. Yeah,
yeah on the heat of the moment they're enjoying and just
that's right.
पूरा
Yeah.
they करे, but there are some ones some who particularly know lyrics really well and they say hey he wrong guys उस जगह पे.
You know, guys. But if you just keep if you just keep maintain your confidence and keep going with the song,
हम्म.
because the danger is if you keep on thinking कि I'm wrong, guys, yeah, तुम next वाला फिर stuff up कर
हम्म.
देगा. Then you have to
Yeah.
just keep holding your ground.
Yeah. Now, audience are very, very, they can be very strange. They can be good. They can be bad. Any experience you'd like to share? जैसे कि from a broad spectrum, अगर E end से अगर लो या U end से लो audience के, what would you say
Mm-hmm.
कि what sort of audience have you met? कुछ ऐसे कुछ इस तरह से कुछ हादसे जिंदगी में हुए है, स्टेज में हुई है या तो behind the stage हुई है, that normal people wouldn't know this, but it
Yeah,
happens with you.
it's actually quite interesting. So I think the most, and it's not like that not enjoying it. Sometimes you go, you're singing, and the audience are just sitting down, जैसे कोई funeral में बैठा है लोग. And then you just have to, and sometimes, and earlier I used to get quite disheartened. I'd go पूरा practice करके you'd sing and the audience ऐसे खड़ा बैठ के मुंह ताके and you think कि कौन सी कुछ गड़बड़ गाता है कि ये लोग के नहीं अच्छा लगे. But then you've got to realize audience sometimes are very, because when you are looking at the audience, वो लोग भी एक डर के मारे बैठा है कि हमें बुला नहीं ले stage पे.
चलो डर के बैठा
So
रहे.
they don't want to make so they don't want to make eye contact because they're sort of, and then there are people who will always enjoy and then you make eye contact with them,
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
but I think they draw the energy from you, so not the other way around. Sometimes you're
Okay.
waiting to draw the energy from the audience and you might get quite disheartened. It used to happen to me all the time until somebody said, and then I read about it as well. They are looking to feed off you, not the other way around. People do like, and then
Okay.
it's a cycle, right? And then
और हम
then
हम लोग
you
स्टेज पे देखता
then
है
you
कि
get the,
रिएक्शन कहाँ नहीं आवे.
that's right. And many times, yeah. And you and I've done shows together where तुम बोल रहे थे बहुत ही खड़ा audience है. It's the
चुप है बेटा.
same as doing MC. Okay? The MC
Yeah.
is the same because song is तुम गायक निकल गया, that's it. Audience अच्छा end में अगर clap करिस नहीं करिस तुम जाग. But MC लोगन if they're trying to make people laugh or comedian and they're looking at them with a blank face, it's even harder.
It's very difficult to keep them going. Yes, very true.
That's right.
It's amazing because the stage. Now, the first time that you went into a stage, how did you feel like? कि इतना audience, or was it a packed house, or कि तीन कमतीरा hall में, कि तीन चार आदमी खाली रहा hall में? What was your first experience?
You're talking my
First
Melbourne
performance?
in like with a band or when I was...
Any show that you went to perform in Melbourne, like a first show, for example.
So first show was quite successful, which was great. Because back then, I think in the 90s, early 90s, these were quite a novelty, like to watch live band here. And people used to come. So we used to be able to pull crowds over in excess of 1,000
Then used to be,
people.
yeah.
So it was pretty good. And then, like the nervousness was there. People, people used to comment saying तुम अच्छा गाता है गाना पर तुम एकदम स्टिफ खड़ा है गाता है तुम because वो डर नहीं जाने कि हम डर के मारे स्टिफ खड़ा है गाता कि
Yeah.
काफे लगे. And even before then, I actually performed at a church here, which was an English song.
Huh.
And a church there was only about maybe 100 people. But to Gana Gate Gate, I had, when you were talking about lyrics, I held the lyrics in my
Paper.
hand with Lana Richie paper. And then it was obvious, I'm like, half kape with the paper.
Stiff खड़ा है तुम संगे वही में.
Yeah, that's right. And then it reminded me of a story my dad told me once. उसके class 1 में he used to sing. He was, similarly, उसके भी teacher लोगन गावत रहा गाना. तो वो गाना लिख के अच्छा से fold करके अपन जेब में रखता रहा every time.
Okay.
बस उसके टीचर बोले इस गाना का पैसा अपन वो निकाल के पैसा खड़ा है कि उसके हाथ जो हम काफी जो नहीं तुम अगर फोल्ड करके रखो तो मार्क हो जाए ना. पकड़ी फर दे फट गए उसके कुछ बोले पैसा. तो जोन हालत तबला बजाता हमारा संगे बहरा उसके संगे पैसा फटे.
जोड़ के कौन हाथ में पकड़ो माइक पकड़ो कि पेपर पकड़ो लिरिक्स ना. It's amazing. It's a wonderful experience actually. The stories are wonderful, you know. And on the same token, have you had any bad stories, or have you had any bad experiences with performances?
No, most of them have been okay. Apart from like the odd concerts where people are just sitting down through a song, and sometimes one bad. Actually, you'll remember this as well. Our first Sydney concert. Yes.
I do remember.
Yes, we got a bit ambitious. Melbourne में we got in excess of 1,000 people. हम लोग सोचा सिडनी में people सुन के हम लोग के नाम कूद पड़ी वहाँ स्टेज के ऊपर. So we actually promoted the concert, and this was back in when was it? 90s, no?
I think 90s, yeah, 90s.
So I think well, a concert में what we did, we put posters out in Sydney. जब हम लोग जब सिडनी जाके पहुंचा Friday के before the concert on Saturday, वो दुकान लोग में सब में टिकट रखा नहीं को पहचान नहीं.
मोटा टिकट ना.
हाँ गर्दा अर्दा वो लोग मार के लौटा दिस टिकट बोले अब दादा. तो हम लोग टाइम किया कॉन्सर्ट के भीतर स्टेज के ऊपर जस्ती आदमी रहा.
जस्ती स्टेज में रहा.
हॉल में कम थी.
Oh my goodness. That was in Enmo Theatre, ना? Enmo Theatre वाला.
Enmo Theatre, that was a huge theatre. Lucky कि it was अभी हम लोग हॉल में अगर करता तो ब्राइटनेस के कारण तो साल के बाद हम लोग बुताया तक बत्ती हम लोग दिमाग में सोचा कि भरा है गाना ना गाए निकाल दिया. That was a good and we had Elmo and Alnoor the sound we had like perfect setup with the band and sound and everything.
Everything was good.
But सब चीज राइट रहा खाली ऑडियंस नहीं रहा उसमें.
Audience, and you need audience as well. What about your experience in Queensland? Edwin did a few shows there with you, no?
Yeah. Queensland is always good. Queensland
is audience?
Like audience is amazing. Like I always say, whenever I go to Queensland, even though music arena mein I'm very almost insignificant even when you talk about the whole music arena, Brisbane treats people with music like stars. They do know how to treat you like a star. They respect music. They enjoy music. They give you the time and respect and everything. You get that always. Brisbane, I think, has got a little bit more. Is it
because there's not many shows happening over there? That's saturated near market.
I think it could be, Param. It could be because it gets overlooked by big concerts, and they have people like again. If you take a band, if you take performance to Brisbane, it will never fail. People will support. People will come, and they'll have a ball. They'll have a great time.
So Edwin से बात करें पड़ी after lockdown.
100%.
Yes.
Absolutely. And he's quite. He's a good marketing person as well. So he actually he makes sure that it's successful.
Marketed.
And he's
I think Melbourne में similarly there's not many concerts happening in Melbourne as well. Sydney में तो every weekend some shows collide and too many shows. I think the market is saturated. And now COVID, everything is on hold, stand hold. So
unfortunately.
I think now, everything is
It's always good to have this
break.
somebody said no, no, yeah, break. But again, it's always and I hear the word saturated market, but I think it's always good to be front of mind. Aate raho. Just somebody said to me, he was a promoter, Sikandar, no? Sikandar Iqbal, Amitabh
Yes.
Bachchan ki awaaz nikale.
Yes, 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 yes,
He
yes.
was trying to sell me a show.
Ah,
They all try to sell you shows, right? So I say,
yes, yes.
Akshay Kumar ke chhod dega, usme iske chhod dega. I said, no, I'm not a promoter. I'm just a performer. And
Yeah.
then he goes, no, no. He goes, we'll support you.
Mm.
And he said one thing that resonated. He said, you should you should always say that aate raho people ke samne. Chotas bhi aao, but aate raho.
Mm.
It's when you don't show, then you'll get forgotten, right? So
Yeah.
that's
जो
actually
दिखता
quite
है
an
वो बिकता
interesting.
है
So
ना.
if you love music, you have to be
Yes.
out of mind, out of
Out of
out
sight,
of
out
sight,
of
out of
mind.
mind, love.
Yeah, yeah. Let's hear another song, and this is one of your challenging songs. We'll talk about this one after that.
बुजुर्गों ने फरमाया कि पैरों पे अपने खड़े होके दिखलाओ, फिर ये जमाना तुम्हारा है। जमाने के सुरताल के साथ चलते चले जाओ, फिर हर तराना तुम्हारा, फसाना तुम्हारा है। अरे तो लो भैया हम अपने पैरों के ऊपर खड़े हो गए और मिला ली है ताल, दबा लेगा दांतों तले उंगलियां लिया, ये जहां देख कर अपनी चाल। धन्यवाद के पग घुंघरू के पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची थी। के पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची थी और हम नाचे इन घुंघरू के पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची थी। वो तीर भला किस काम का है जो तीर निशाने से झुके 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 के पग घुंघरू पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची थी, पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची थी, नाची थी नाची थी नाची थी के पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची थी। सा 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 गा गा रे रे सा नी नी सा 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 गा गा रे रे सा नी नी सा 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 गा 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 पा पा मा मा गा रे रे गा गा गा। आप अंदर से कुछ और बाहर से कुछ और नजर आते हैं, बाखुदा शक्ल से तो
भाई ये गाना तो एकदम बिल्कुल चैलेंजिंग गाना है और the reason I picked this song was because of the sargam into that part, because Kishore Kumar didn't even see that sargam in this song. And how was it? Was it big? Was it challenging for you? And was it nervousness when you first sang this song?
No, it was challenging because the song when we first performed the song, we performed it with the band here in Melbourne, Mahel.
Yes, yes.
So I thought to do justice to the song, if I was to sing this song, I have to sing the whole song.
Yes, I've
with
seen
the
people
sargam.
singing, जो dialogue अभी में sargam है. They haven't done justification of that. I think that's the gist of that
Yeah.
song, isn't it?
That's the life of the song. That's
Ah.
right. And it's actually quite interesting because, as you said, even if you when you hear the interview with Bappi
Yeah.
Lahiri, they didn't record the whole song in one day. They actually
Ah.
recorded the first part
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to the Sargam, then in 3 days in three parts. So then they did the middle part and then the end.
Mm.
And they actually, Ustad Kabula is to do the Sargam.
Sargam
Only I
part.
think, look, if Kishore Kumar really wanted to, he probably would have done it, no doubt. But I
Mm-hmm.
think probably the, at that time he probably didn't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, just coming back to, I wanted to make sure that the whole song was sang and done justice to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it wasn't very hard to learn. Once you break things down, you can quite easily. And there's
Pe no
I
paipa
always keep
lekhe
on
tum
coming back to
likha
it.
pura Sargam. Little
Yeah,
pieces
yeah.
you broke it
Lick
down.
के yeah, that's right. Huh? You put on to type, na? The CD was so that you have to stop it, लिखो, फिर the next part लिखो, then you. It
Yeah.
took me a while, but yeah. Then once you
Yeah.
learn it like a bike, riding a bike, you sort of
Yeah.
keep it with you.
Yeah, and I think that became your signature song. Even now, that actually became a signature song. I mean, in many places, you sung in Sydney, and people have enjoyed it. And
Yeah,
you've
it's a
sung with few
good
bands in
song. I
Sydney.
think
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
song में बहुत दम है वाला. See,
yeah,
anybody singing that song will always win hearts.
yeah. Now, Vijay, how long you've been in the singing arena? Like, how long you've been purely doing singing for? How long?
So committed singing like in bands and performance since '92, early '90s when I went into the band. So like we used to do the performances quite regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously life changed with people getting married and growing up and all that because we ran quite a tight band here. We used to meet
Yeah.
up like Sydney में. I know of boys bands, the
Yes.
bands that I know.
Yeah.
The reason why they're successful is not because of the performance. They do performance brilliantly, but because of the unity you लोग में है. They meet regularly. They have
Punctuality,
mutual
yes.
respect for each other. They actually admire each other, and that's why they play successfully and they perform successfully and they're very well liked. And that was one of the reasons our band Melbourne McCarthy din chala. But
Yeah.
then like halat people, I got married as well, and people had kids, the others boys, and then we sort of the commitment level dropped. But then what I did, I picked it up a few years. So I got married, and then we had kids, and then
थोड़ा
priorities
break रहा
changed,
बीच में.
and then music just kept on showing its face. No?
Yeah, yeah.
Then I went and said, okay, what can I do to keep on pursuing this? So I went and got myself some equipment.
Mm.
And then I said, what I'll do, I will sing on tracks, and I'll also learn to do DJ.
So that's
No,
when
no,
the
so I'll
DJ
sing on
VJ
tracks.
came
So-
into it, huh?
No, so it actually didn't quite work out that way. I got the equipment, and I said to people, okay, if you want me to sing in at your event, I can bring the equipment and I'll perform. And then they said, okay, that's really good, but DJ वाला part. So I said,
हम तो
"अरे,
DJ
DJ
करता
वाला
नहीं,
कौन
मूड
करेगा?"
खजवाया तुम ना?
हाँ. And then I asked a couple of DJs, I said, तुम लोग अगर आएगा DJ करेगा सिम कितना चार्ज करेगा?
पूरा प्राइस तो वही
बोले
ले
तुम एक काम करना, बोले 700 दे देना. हम बोले 700 का अभी तो मतलब तभी चल अपने देश को चार्ज करो. So then and this is like 10-15 years ago, no?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I then said I'm going to have a go at this myself. So YouTube में देख के, so what happened is बड़ा हिम्मत करके पहला न्यू ईयर ईव में जाके हम DJ लगा.
Okay.
I didn't know how to mix music at that stage. एक बजे गाना उसके ऊपर दूसरा गाना चढ़ा दो, आदमी नाचते नाचते रुक जाए. But people actually really
Enjoyed.
loved it and enjoyed because the secret was not the mixing. People were loving the song selection. And they came to me and said, my song selection is fantastic. Then I said, okay, that's my strength. So that's my niche. What I've got to do now is learn to mix the songs.
To mix the
So
song.
I did that's what, and I thought that's fantastic. Now mixing can be learned, but your song selection has to come from you because
Mind recipe, na? Mind recipe.
That's the main
Yeah.
thing. So people weren't leaving the dance floor, and I thought that's it. So I'm going to build on that. फिर जाके I went into there's a store DJ here. They run crash courses as well on mixing,
Ah,
and then
okay.
I started doing that, and then
जाके
I
हाथ
started
फेरा रिकॉर्ड पे.
living. हाँ, and then फिर उसके बाद तो software does most of the mixing for you
Yeah,
now. See.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
once you learn to use that, and it was a lot easier with software and everything.
Wow.
So
Now,
that's when I got fully into it.
DJ Vijay, ना वो time आएगा. Now tell
And
me,
this
there
is
was a
hassle free.
there was a moment in I think probably like 2016, 17 where जैसे कि कहते हैं लोग जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, and you were out of the market for a while. We didn't see you. Do you want to tell us what happened, or where did you go? Did you take up filming, or did you took a break, or what happened?
No, no. As I say, sometimes nature of Bhagwan has its
Mm-hmm.
own way of maybe slowing you down or getting you to reflect on or do a stock take in the middle of your life.
Hmm.
So I got in 2017 May.
Hmm.
I came to Sydney to perform with Veer and them. They had a concert. It was Neil Ra, Veer Ra,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
at
remember.
on that day I sang and I was unwell. So I was in Sydney. I said, "Oh, when parents said, well, I'm actually I've got a bit of a fever like and sore throat," and they gave me
Mm-hmm.
some Panadol. Anyway, long and short of it is, by then I had advanced cancer in my throat.
Wow.
Um, so then immediately after I went and got and saw a specialist, and they said it wasn't the with cancer they say the spread level 1 and the tumor level 2. So the size of it was level 2, the spread was level 1, which was fantastic.
Huh.
So I went into treatment straight away in May 2016, no, 2017. So for the
Hmm.
rest of the year, I was going through treatment and coming back. But with everyone's prayers, my parents, friends, family, everyone's prayers and blessings,
Mm-hmm.
I've actually it's
Pulled it
all behind
through.
me now.
So you must have been scared, like once the first time when you, especially throat cancer.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's amazing when, as you say, they say if you just look at a problem from a point of view of it being a problem and why it's happening to you,
Hmm.
you'll always
Hardship.
face difficulty getting out of it. But
Yeah.
if you just refuse to believe that this is on, if you fail to believe that this is permanent, and
Huh.
you tell yourself this is only temporary,
Huh.
the universe conspires, as I said, along with everyone's prayers and blessings,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
having a very, very strong belief that it's going to be fine. And it was a good time in my life because I then recognized the difference between hope and belief. Hope kabhi
Hmm.
kabhi you can lose,
Okay.
but belief is deep down. And then I was lying in bed, and I got a few texts from people as well,
Hmm.
even uh, organizers in Sydney concert saying, "We'd like to get you over for our next concert." And then I told them, I actually nicely told them that I'm unwell,
Yeah.
and they didn't know what to say as well.
Yeah.
But I had made myself a goal around September when I was sort of going through the treatment and coming out of it, that I'll be back on stage. And I was telling
Mm-hmm.
this to everyone that early
Yeah.
next year, in January,
Yeah.
I'll be back on stage singing.
Mm-hmm.
But it so happened that a friend of mine was organizing a concert in Fiji, and
Okay.
are we having a concert in Fiji? Would you like to perform? And I said, this is God's way of sending that the angel to say, look, time for you to get up and let's
Get
go.
up.
Do what
Mm-hmm.
you do well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we went to Fiji and then we performed. And I actually said to him, and I said I might not be able to sing. And he said, if you don't sing, you'll have a boys' night. It'll be a well-deserved time out for you. You'll be able to spend it with the boys. And I said,
Yeah.
okay, let's go then. And I went, and to my surprise, when I sang, I even surprised myself.
Mm-hmm.
And was probably the biggest turning point in my life to say yep, and it was a good turning point to say yes, it is behind me now,
Mm-hmm.
and I can move on. And I think
Wow.
you know that friend of mine quite well as well, Param.
Yes, of course, of course. I remember the conversation as
Uh,
well. And it was amazing because, and I thought, and I said, as you say, you got to believe in yourself. And I thought that was the wonderful moment. And we had a jam over there. We had a jam, and it
Absolutely,
was
absolutely.
fun.
And as I said, you sort of came, and I think we hadn't spoken for a while, and you
Yeah,
just came and you gave me a call and you said, "Oh, this
yeah,
is what we're doing, and it's for charity." And I thought, "Oh,
yes.
how you can't get any better.
Yeah,
It's for
because
a
I
good
know
cause
you
in
gave
every
me a
which
time
way."
frame.
Yeah.
You said you'll probably be, back in August to September. You might actually get together.
Mm,
Then
mm.
I said I gave him a bit of a time, and I was getting all the artists around and said कि किसको किसको लेके जाए, क्या हो सकता है, क्या नहीं. And I had that song Pag Ganguri in my mind, and I wanted someone to perform that song specifically, going from here because I wanted it to be an arena, so called that it's when people listen to it, they say, hey, these are the boys from Fiji. They're born here, they're brought up here, and they've come back, and look at the way they're performing. So I had that concept in
Mm.
my mind, and I said, nah, Vijay's going to pull this off. And then nobody sang that song. Nobody used to sing that song. And I said, Vijay will pull this one. So that's where I said, let's go and have fun over there. And it was an amazing
Yeah,
concert.
yeah.
It was an amazing, it's one of the,
Yeah,
it's
thank
an,
you, and thank you for being part of that the whole journey as well. In a very
yes.
positive.
And then we went to New Zealand, which was another wonderful moment over there. And we
That's
took,
right,
we took
absolutely,
Kavya. So,
absolutely fun, very fun, a lot of
yes.
fun times.
Well, when COVID is over, we expect to do more. And let's conquer
100%,
Brisbane.
yeah. Apart from, yeah, as I said, apart from shows, Param, we've created amazing memories together,
Yeah,
amazing friendships with
yeah.
with all the musicians, with the
So many
boys, and I
people.
always enjoy coming to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There is also a few other things that is left. जो अधूरी है वो कहानी को हम पूरा करेंगे. And the music arena, we will definitely, once the COVID is over, we must conquer a few more places behind when we look back in years to come and say, hey, look, हम लोगों ने ये किया है. But apart from
Absolutely,
music,
absolutely.
I mean, the music is quite big, and you and I both know that, and that I also love films. I'm also into filmmaking, and one thing you've done is now you've diverted into films. How did that happen?
So yeah, one thing leads to another. So
Yeah.
um, I saw the movie Azura Sapna. And to be quite honest, and I always tell this to the director Vimal Reddy as well, I
Huh.
actually took it to have a good laugh at it. Um, and then when I played the
Oh, that
movie, I
Bulbul
was,
wala scene jan raha.
ha, ha,
Oh,
ha.
you were not in the film, na?
So, no,
Adhura
I
sab.
wasn't in the film. But what
Ah, okay.
happened is I heard about this Fiji film and I thought, oh,
Ha
because
ha
before
ha.
that, Fiji
Ha.
film was pretty ordinary. People used to make and you couldn't
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
figure out the storyline. So
Ha.
I took it out and I thought, it's I'll just bit of time pass. But
Ha.
when I watched it, I actually saw the intelligence of the director behind it. I
Ha.
thought this
Ha.
guy actually knows how to tell a story,
Mm-hmm.
and even with limited
Resources.
resources,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
managed to pull together a
yeah.
very engaging piece of work,
Ha. Ha.
which, despite its technical flaws, which
Mm-hmm.
was overlooked because it had a
Mm-hmm.
very strong storyline. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually proactively contacted him and I said, I'm really interested in, and because in that movie I told him as well, I said, I was watching it and I thought, ऐसा लगा कि फिल्म में हमने था और अच्छा रहता हमने चाहता प्लीज इसमें काम मिल जाए whatever कोई भी part इसमें I just wanted to be part of the project.
Ha.
So and then what happened is he said yeah अच्छा पीछा में कुछ रही तो हम बताएगा. So I thought अच्छा कहाँ पीछा में पता नहीं बनी कि नहीं फिल्म ना. So then he called me one day
Yeah.
and he said oh we making a movie about the घर परदेश की story बताई समय.
Mm.
And then he said तुम्हारा फादर के रोल है तुम probably सैटरडे के एक रोज में हो जी. हम बोला मन में सोचा ही सैटरडे एक के रोज तो बहुत ही छोटा जना पार्ट है बट कोई बात नहीं हम कर लेंगे लो कुछ भी हो ना.
कल ही मौका मिले
So
बस.
basically that's right. So consequence he saw the commitment that I was
Yeah.
had towards the movie about with the character, and then he slowly developed that
Extended.
character and made it even bigger to the
Uh-huh.
extent that that character almost took over the movie. It turned from like the movie ended up being from a father's perspective, towards the son. The girl obviously had a very critical part because the story
Yes.
about her to come in, and she did a brilliant job as well. All the actors were doing great, did an amazing job under his guidance and his direction as well. But it also showed the progress of where it was going from where he did, and then he pulled resources. Then he went on to do Highway to Suva, and there's another project in the pipeline for him as well. But yeah, so that was the passion driving it. So anyway, from that, there were other directors that saw me, and also there were auditions, and I could then take this at the back of my experience with Vimal and his movies.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could get opportunities for other movies as well. So I did a
Yeah.
short film which was made by some students at RMIT University called Low Voltage.
Okay. Yeah.
I again, he gave me a father's role of the main guy,
Yeah.
the lead, and then I played policeman roles in a couple of movies, which is
Well,
one of
let's
them
play
now
that
in
scene.
Prime.
Let's play that scene a little bit from that low voltage a little bit for the audience. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Do you know why the sun rises every day? Well, it's a sign that we can all rise from the darkness. 1,000 words just won't bring you back to normal. Neither will 1,000 tears. Will it, son? You know why? Because no amount of guilt can change the past. And no amount of anxiety can change the future. Everybody has gone through something that has changed them in a way that they could never go back to the person that they once were. A new day is dawning, giving you another chance to make a difference in this world.
That's a very unique scene, Vijay. I mean, once you play that part, when you hear the dialogue, when I'm hearing the dialogue, there's something hidden in the dialogue. Why did you do this film?
Yeah.
Is it because of that little piece you had, or what?
No, so I like this guy, Ajay, who directed that movie.
Yeah.
He actually didn't know. He saw me. He saw my work with Bimal's movie and the other short films as well. So he actually had no idea what I'd been through and so forth. So when I sort of read the dialogue, I thought, this is just amazing. This is something I can really relate to. That character, that father character, is dead in that movie. So to put it into context, the boy is my son in that movie. He's struggling through a series of events that's taken place that he's feeling like he's the reason for the disasters that's occurring to his friends.
Okay.
And then he's trying to take his life. He's sort of lost it. And then his father, who he always looked up to and who always gave him, who always put things in perspective, in his dreams appear. So that's why when he's standing there, it's actually a dream sequence where his father comes and tells him and gives him hope about not losing and it's not unique to him. The problems are like everyone faces problems, but how you bounce back is what's important. Yeah.
And how long did it take you to shoot that scene?
Oh, it actually took them. We had 2 goes at it because what happened is we spent a whole day doing it because the sun, as you know, when you're doing morning scenes, you've only got a window of stuff.
Yes.
You got to work and then get out.
Sun
So
keeps rising.
we had so the dubbing of that took longer than the shoot actually.
Yeah, looking at it and talking, of course.
Yeah. Because I actually never realized how difficult dubbing is because you're acting again.
Yes.
And this time you're just standing behind a mic and trying to get those emotions. So it's actually quite
because the moment passes when you come back to dubbing, the moment passes, and for you to go back into that, it must be hard for actors. Those are new or they are struggling, but it becomes an experience once you start doing it.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
most of the time, the director's sort of going, no, that, and you're sort of going on a second.
Konchi
I
bole.
said exactly the way. John Chakan Bolis, why rakam bola, but then you hear yourself.
Aur konchi maange na?
That's right. It took, and I think they've got me in first. They said, "I will do it in a couple of hours. You can go." And then
Yeah.
I went there at 12 o'clock and I didn't come home till 7
Yeah.
because that's how long the whole thing took.
Wow.
We took break. It's almost like sometimes you go, nah, रहने दो इसके कोई और को बोल दो लगा लो.
You want to give up, for example. Well, there's
Yeah,
another
but see, the
film.
guy said, "No, I really want your voice in this one." And I
Yeah.
was almost close to saying, "Bro, if it helps."
There's a film that you acted in Fiji, and let's play a little bit of a trailer of that film. And those who haven't watched it, you gotta watch it. It's on YouTube, I think. Have a look at it.
किसी की मंजिल किसी का सपना कोई बेगाना और कोई अपना किसी की मंजिल किसी का सपना कोई बेगाना और कोई अपना किसी का लोचा किसी की टक्कर किसी की सेटिंग किसी का चक्कर थोड़ी तू मैं बक बक थोड़े मंसूबा ये जर्नी है मस्ती वाली जिसमें दिल डूबा हाईवे हाईवे टू सूबा ये है हाईवे हाईवे टू सूबा
By the way, how's Operation Howie?
गैंग से हम पकड़ के छोड़ेंगे. पकड़ के फिर छोड़ देगा.
किसी की सेटिंग किसी का चक्कर थोड़ी तू मैं बक बक थोड़े मंसूबा ये जर्नी है मस्ती वाली जिसमें दिल डूबा हाईवे हाईवे टू सूबा ये है हाईवे हाईवे टू सूबा हाईवे टू सूबा
ऋषि नहीं प्लीज ऋषि को छोड़ दो हम सच्चे
अब
बताओ
छोड़
बस
देगा
नहीं।
तुमको मैं बताएगा पार्सल का है
नहीं मैं बस नहीं
हमें
है,
पार्सल
सच्चे
मिल
बताओ।
गए तुम लोग दोनों के छोड़ देगा
हम सच्चे बताओ मैं बस नहीं है पार्सल
बिल
So that was another experience. I mean, how did you feel? That was your first film, no? Or was it the second one?
Yeah, that was the second one. The first one was Ghar Pardesh.
तबले तुम हीरो बन गया
That we did
like
well.
you were ready and फटाफट खटाखट action cut ला चले लगा रहा. Like you were
The Ghar
you were like the
Pardesh was
core.
yeah, Ghar Pardesh was a character that was the father character was I think 20 years younger, sorry, older than what I was at that time. So usme we went to Fiji to shoot that one as well. But this one I played my age, so it was fantastic to not put on makeup and all that sort of grey beard.
Okay. So this was another experience. How did you? I think in this film you had a crew from India or something. Was a
Yeah,
cameraman?
so we had the DOP, director of photography was from India, and his
Okay.
assistant was from India as well.
Uh-huh.
It was a lot of fun. We spent 5 weeks in Fiji. Vimal was there a little bit longer
Yeah.
to start planning. The whole project was obviously took quite a long time because we went to sort of plan a few months earlier. We went to plan and get all the logistics worked out and everything before we went to shoot in December. And the problem in December, as you know, I think you shot your
quite hot.
movie straight
Yes.
after
Yes. Yes.
we did.
Yeah.
And the problem with December is rain. So we only actually
hot
got to
weather.
shoot and extremely hot, right? So we had to stop shooting around about 1 because it used to rain from 1 o'clock to about 3 o'clock consistently every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even doing the bus scene, we had to do it like over a week just to have that continuity issue. And in Fiji, nobody knows continuity. You know, bus mein you have to. Initially, plan was to get the whole big bus, but एक सीन के बाद पता नहीं people allowed क्या है extras लोगन की नहीं. That was the other risk that we were
बस में बंद करके
So
रखो
we
सबके.
That's right. And the other thing is next day लोग के बताओ आओ. Even though लोग के समझाओ कि it's the same journey, so you have to
Sequence
दूसरा
है.
कपड़ा पहन के आ जाए.
Lal Kapda, bro, it totally doesn't match. Yeah. Because they've never acted in films,
So
I
lots
suppose.
of challenges,
Yeah.
lots of fun. Like we had more fun than challenges, I must say. Look,
Yeah.
it was challenging. It was ambitious.
Yeah.
I still commend and admire Vimal for taking that risk
Yeah.
to do it in Fiji because it's extremely difficult when you
Mm.
are in a place where you don't. Look, even though we are
Technicians
from
crew
Fiji,
nahi
things have
hai.
changed. So
Yeah.
and we had a lot of support from the police and the film Fiji there. But despite that, the challenges of casting and keeping the team together was always fun.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely, would love to do it again.
Because that was the first time you were working with the audience in Fiji. Because your film
That's
had
right.
already been
That's right.
released, which was Adhura Sapna? Nahi. Ghar Pardes was
Adhura
released.
Sapna.
Ghar
Yeah,
Pardes
Ghar
was
Pardes, we
released.
went and shot the first scene, and that wasn't as involved or as it wasn't as hectic as this one because this one we
Yeah.
had to shoot the
On
whole
a
movie
schedule.
in
Yeah.
the to and plus we went back to do it as well because
Ah.
to get some footage.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to get it, but we couldn't lose any time.
Mm-hmm.
And the danger of that is if you want to go back and do it, you might not be able to find the same people that that extras and so forth, right?
People to छोड़ो कपड़ा नहीं मिले तो people कहाँ मिले?
That's right, exactly.
Look, it's always a good experience, isn't it, when you're making
Oh,
things
it's
in
an amazing
Fiji?
experience,
Yeah,
amazing experience. But everyone was committed. That's the main thing. Everyone was totally committed to the project. ऐसे नहीं रहा कि there were people कोई picnic करे आए गए, कोई वहाँ पे घूमने चला गए. They all wanted to make sure that we succeeded
Anything
because
that
they
stands
knew,
out?
ना कि
Anything that stands out during the filmmaking? I mean,
there's
you know, there's
lots of
always
good.
fun in there. There's always heaps of fun. But anything that stands out totally out of that?
Yeah. Like again, apart from the bloopers and so forth, which is always fun because you spend more time laughing because those guys, most of the people, and I've found their concept of movie making they hadn't digested it. They thought कि
Ah, okay.
शादी रकम video इसके जितना देरी लगा shoot करेगा बन के निकल जी film ना. It doesn't realize कि there's quite a lot involved. So to get them to say dialogues and take it seriously to own it was definitely and एक incident बहुत जुलूम है ला हम लोग गया घर workout करे हम विमल और हम गया घर फाइनलाइज करे कि शूटिंग करे कुछ सीन तो विमल पूछी से फलक बोले ब्रदर बोले घर के बॉस कौन है बोले हम ही है तो विमल बोले हम लोग शूटिंग करता मूवी हम लोग घर खोजता बोले वी लुकिंग फॉर अ वेन्यू एंड विल हैप्पी टू टॉक टू यू
Yes.
about payment and so forth. Shooting करे के सकता तुम are you willing to engage in the conversation to use your house for the movie shooting? उसका response था मुझे ए बॉस से पूछे पड़ी बोले यार विमल बोले अभी तुम बोला तुम है बॉस तो विमल बोले ये बहुत जुल्म आइडिया है फिल्म के कि बनाओ कैसे आदमी लोग शेयर बन के घूमते रहे जब डिसीजन टाइम same time औरत से
कोई और हो जाए, boss से पूछे पड़ी. Yeah, I had a similar situation too because I went to Singatoka and there was a scene, he came to know कि हमारा shoot करे वहाँ पे. And then he said, yeah, come around, have a look at my house. गए घर देखे सीन देखा तो दिमाग दौड़े लगे कि कैसे हम लोग फिट करें ना बिकॉज obviously we were going to pay him. बट आस्ते से फिर जो दाम बताई से इसमें हम तो बोला यार इसमें like for a 12 वही तो बात है for a 12 for a 4-hour segment खाली 4 घंटा शूट रहा भैया जो दाम बताई से हम घूम के सबके ताका हम बोला चलो ये तो पूरा फिल्म के बजट है हम बोला they are always
और एक thing है कि लोग they think कि तुम फिल्म बनाता
हाँ बड़ा पैसा है ना
तो बहुत big हुए
रिच फला लोग ना ओवरसीज साइज लोग बड़ा पैसा लेके
यहाँ पे भी है the thing is हमारे फ्रेंड इंडिया के वाला फिल्म बनाए हिडन ट्रूथ इंडिया पे होए पर भी उसे गए इंडिया में एडिट कराए he got conned left right and center because people think they don't understand the concept of a no budget movie ना they think अरे तुम अगर फिल्म बनाता तो तुम्हारे पास बहुत पैसा आएगा.
Yeah. Any films in the pipeline? I heard you were working on something. What happened?
Yeah. So with COVID, no? So most of the
Shooting hoige
shooting
iske?
a local shooting hoige,
Okay.
and then Vimal's still working on it in terms of, but COVID certainly put a stop on a lot of things
So the
because
picturization is all canned?
it
Pura hoige?
no, so it's still on. It's just a matter of
Okay,
rescheduling based on. But the problem now is uncertainty. No, you can't plan. So
Yes,
so you're
yes.
still working on
So
it.
you have
It's still,
you have shot some of the film, some of the scenes, I believe.
most of it. Yeah, most of
Wow,
it.
okay. तो उसमें तो continuity की तरह issues हो जी ना, but क्या करेगा?
Continuity thoda issues है, but he's always like one thing good about him is he always keeps his mind open to changing the situation
Yes.
based on the challenges he's facing. So I've got
Yes,
no
yes,
doubt
true.
that he'll come up with a
Come
plan.
up with something.
Unless not
Yeah.
to work around this COVID situation.
Wow, wow. Now, what would you do if you're given a chance, for example, to retire tomorrow? What's the first thing in your mind that comes? I mean, tomorrow, for
Filmmaking.
example, you've
Short
got a
film.
bit of money in your hand. What would you do?
Definitely, I think filmmaking, short films
In
is
Fiji?
something that I think would keep me busy. Just to make like, I'm not talking feature films. I'm talking short films on social media में से collect करो
It's
with
a
a
message,
message.
like a message. Yeah.
Yeah. That I think, and that is my plan to keep myself busy,
Busy.
and also just to keep my mind active as well.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience because once you go through these experiences, in the last 20 years, you've experienced a lot. And there's more to come, I believe, post-COVID. And
Yeah,
everybody's
absolutely.
just waiting.
Absolutely.
Everybody's just waiting. So any new challenges during COVID? What have you been doing? Like, have you taken up something? Tabla learning or something?
Yeah, no, with
Guitar learning?
COVID has only given me the opportunity to really focus on my health. And I'm
Okay,
talking, like I used to always be healthy, going to regular exercises, eating healthy. But COVID just took it to the next level where now before I used to maybe do 3 to 4 days. Now I do every day, only because the time allows me. So in the morning, you don't have to go to work because I
Yes.
can
Work from home.
so the time commuting you utilize. So I've really focused on that, and that, to be quite honest, that's probably been my number one priority. And on reflection, I probably could have done a bit more things like what you're doing, getting to know technology a little bit more, doing some recording.
Yes.
But that's been, and that's probably something that I need to push myself to do, get to know a little bit, familiarize myself with sort of recording and
Softwares
experimenting
and
a
all
little
that.
bit. I know
Yeah,
friends of mine has totally utilized this type of this
Medium.
opportunity to do recording of songs and so forth. So that's probably something that I'll be focusing on. And
Any
teaching
interest in
myself.
writing? Writing a film, or script or something, stories?
No, that's something that
Doesn't come to your mind.
again, yeah, it doesn't, and sometimes you know your limitations, and I think I know my limitations quite well. Writing, that creativity of writing is probably something. If I sit down, who knows? It might come one day, but at the moment, no, it's not happening.
Yeah. Now, Vijay, if you were given a chance to work in Bollywood, which actor would you like to act opposite?
If I was to be given a chance, that would be a huge opportunity. I would like to act opposite Pankaj Tripathi.
I thought you were going to choose Amitabh Bachchan. Why Pankaj?
That's by far. I was scared. That's next level dream, yeah.
No, if you are given an opportunity, for example, कि कोई भी actor
100%. Absolutely, that would be nirvana to be in the same frame as him.
Yeah.
But to actually really act a character to really bring out the art of cinema, I think I'd love to sort of work with. Because I think I can always also relate to him. Is where he's come from, and also his view to cinema as well. So yeah, him or Nawazuddin, that these kind of people.
So if you were to act opposite Pankaj Tripathi, what sort of a part would you consider? Would it be something like what he's done? What's that film I saw him?
Character. Like probably like again any character acting, like really no it's if he like have you seen he plays various characters from gangsters to comedy
Yes, I enjoy his
to all sorts
gangster.
of roles.
I enjoy his gangster films. He's done
Yeah,
a
yeah,
really
that's
job,
right.
really.
It's actually very, very good.
Very good and
But
amazing. Or a
yeah,
politician. Or a politician.
or a politician. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
he's amazing. He's amazing
yeah.
at grasping
Mm,
grasping the core
the character.
of the character. Yeah.
Well, it's been wonderful and wonderful chatting with you, Vijay, and share this platform with you. And we wish you all the best with your music career that you are going through, and also with the film out there. And
Thank you, Param,
anything
and
in
thank you again for
anything in
inviting
particular.
me
I
to be
mean,
part of
guess
it.
behind the scenes, we know you of as a joker. You got very good comedian skills. And I think that's rated. For example, we cannot perform here. You've got very good, skills that whenever we meet, we see it after the show or any other gatherings when you come here, and you're known for all your characters. And I think some of the people that are here would actually vouch for that. That you've got a very unique talent over there of jokes, and
Thanks.
you've shared in many memories and many sittings behind the
That's
scenes.
right.
It'll be amazing if we can, share it. It'll be totally different character over there, no?
Yeah, no, maybe.
Okay.
Like, again, I've been asked
Yeah.
to present it on stage, not
Yeah, yeah.
in that context, but
Yeah.
that's probably something I didn't
Yes.
I didn't go down the path of
Yeah.
for many reasons. Yeah.
And knowing you are South Indian, so you still put jhura katai in your dal?
Absolutely.
Well, that
And yeah,
in the note?
the old term the boys came on back from, and I'm glad that I was able to leave something with them. The Achhiya Vichari quote. Uh, every time they say that, it reminds me of our
Yeah.
Fiji experience.
Yes. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. You take care and stay well. And thank you for your time,
Thanks,
Vijay.
Yeah,
And
thank you so
we'll
much,
keep in
Param. Have a
touch.
good and
Any message
yeah,
to all
definitely.
your friends and families, or your friends or
Yeah,
families or
absolutely,
fans?
absolutely. Thank you. I thank everyone from obviously the bottom of my heart for their prayers, blessings, and everything that you've done for me to have some recognition in the community, which means a lot to me. Thank you again.
Cheers, Vijay. Stay well, and we'll catch up soon. Okay, take
Indeed.
care.
Thank you, Param. Thank you so much. Bye.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Vijay Kumaran. He lives formerly in Melbourne, here in Australia. And if you got a wonderful story, as I always say, कि आपके पास कुछ ऐसी कहानी होगी that you would like to share with us, always welcome to share. And if you got any wonderful stories, I'm always looking for stories. And again, I am always looking for stories. And a moment like this, COVID is in, and we should share amongst everybody. So share this feed. It's going to be on YouTube as well. If you're watching this, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching and tuning in with Fiji TV Australia. All the best. Stay well and keep safe. And